Welcome back to my channel. I'm Yukta, and today I wanted to do a college advice video. I am currently a sophomore at University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, and freshman year was a hard one, okay? She hurted. She was difficult, and I honestly don't know how I survived. So I thought I'd make a video of advice and tips on how to get through your first year at college, because trust me, y'all, that hurts. It is hard, but you're gonna make it through. Advice video. What? Did I just say that already? I wanted to give you guys some advice on some things that I wish people had told me before I went to college. And I also asked my friends if there was anything that they wish someone had told them before they went into college, so they gave me some ideas. And I also have a couple friends that are going to college this year. They're going to be incoming freshmen. And I asked them if they had any ideas or topics that they wanted advice on now to help them with their freshman year. And so, with all of their help, I came up with a pretty good list of things to talk about. The first thing I wanted to talk about was time management, because in college you have a lot more free time per se, not in class like from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. or whatever. For me, that kind of made it harder for me to manage my time, only because I had so much more time to do things. So it's like, how do I make sure that I get these assignments done for my class without getting distracted and doing other things? And let's be real here, I got distracted a lot. I got distracted all the time because I procrastinate so much. But one of my biggest pieces of advice on managing your time is have a planner. Use Google Calendars. I love Google Calendar. I put my work schedule in there, I put my class schedule in there, and then I put in everything else in there as well, like club meetings, sorority meetings, dinner with my friends, like when am I going to see them, or like when we're hanging out. Like everything goes into my calendar, so I always know what's coming up and what my time constraints are. Because I'm crazy like that, I also like to schedule in time blocks of when I have to study. So that way I know that from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. on, let's say, Wednesday, I'm going to be studying. I'm going to be doing homework. That's all I'm doing for those 2 hours. And that definitely helps. So if that's something that works for you, definitely try it. But obviously it's not going to work for everyone, because some people just don't work very well in a very structured schedule. But for me, that is what I need to get my stuff done. I also like to use the Pomodoro technique to be more efficient when I'm doing my work and when I'm like managing my time. So if I'm studying for 2 hours, what I'll do is study straight for 25 minutes. I'll just do my work, and then for 5 minutes I'll take a little break. That is definitely a very good idea to get stuff done, because it makes you more efficient, because you're not distracted by other things. That was kind of all over the place, but you know what I mean. Time management is super important at college. You want to make the most out of all the time that you have at school. That's my advice on time management. Next is being independent, because when you're living at college, you're away from your parents, they're not going to do everything for you. You really do have to do a lot of stuff for yourself. Especially if you're living in an apartment, you're going to have to do a lot of cooking for yourself. But it's definitely hard, because, at least for me, my mom always like reminds me of the chores that I need to do, and then I would do them. But when you're at college, like there's no one to remind you to throw out your trash. There's no one to remind you to vacuum your floor. There's no one to remind you to make your bed. There's no one there that's going to tell you like you need to do all this. So like you need to really be on it and telling yourself like, this is what I need to get done. No one else is going to do it for you. You have to do it for yourself. And at first that can be like super hard to do. That can be very extreme, very different from like how you've grown up, and that's just how it is. It's weird. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Oh god. Okay, one of the pieces of advice that my friend wished someone told her was that even though you're like constantly surrounded by people, you have all these friends, it is pretty easy to feel lonely. They're alone, and sometimes that fear can like really get to you, and that like feeling gets to you. Like I know it's gotten to me a couple times. Like I'll be sitting in my room and I'm like, I feel so lonely, even though I'm not alone. Like, that's just the feeling that you're gonna get. And it's an okay feeling to have. Being independent doesn't mean you should just do whatever you want, you know what I mean? You are responsible for getting your work done. You are responsible for contacting your professors if you need an extension. You are responsible if you don't show up to class. Like, it's all up to you. Like, you can not go to class if you don't want to go, but like, it's on you if you miss some very important information in class. It's on you to catch up on those notes. It's on you to do all that stuff. For some people, that can be very scary. I know it was for me, but it's like eventually you'll get used to it really quickly. It definitely feels weird, but you're gonna be okay. Okay, dorm life. She's hard. Living with another person was kind of hard for me. It wasn't that hard, actually. Like, I was fine, you know? It was just that sometimes it's very annoying. Like, sometimes you just want to be alone and your roommate's not there right now, so you're like, oh, I can finally be alone, but then your roommate comes in 2 minutes later and you're like, oh shit, I can't be alone, you know? Let me think about it. You're like, let me think about it. Ooh. So my biggest advice would be to communicate with your roommate. Like, talk to your roommate, be friends with your roommate. I mean, you don't have to be friends with your roommate. Like, some people just aren't friends with their roommate, and that's fine. But like, be able to communicate with them. Like, if your roommate is doing something that you don't like, or is just like not cleaning their side of the room, or like talk to them and be like, hey, I don't like that you're doing this. Can we please talk about it, or like compromise on this so that we're both like in a good place in our room? Because it is both of your rooms and you should both be able to feel comfortable in there together. If you don't talk to them about it at the beginning, it's gonna be really hard to talk to them about it later on. Keep your dorm rooms clean, okay? Like, it doesn't have to be like super clean, like spot clean. You know, vacuum every once in a while, here and there, you know. Make your bed every once in a while if you want to. Just like, keep things in a way that you want to keep them in. Like, something that's not gonna make you feel stressed every time you walk into your room. And definitely make your room a place that you want to come back to. Like, treat this as your second home, because for this school year, it is. You want to feel like you live there. Show you how disgusting people can be. And trust me, they can be very disgusting. In my dorm, we have individual use bathrooms. That means everyone uses the same 6 bathrooms. They like have a lock on it, everything. It's just one person goes in, can do whatever they want. Then they leave and unlock the door and whatever. But like, that means when I walk into the bathroom sometimes, there is pee everywhere. And I'm not just saying just on the toilet seat. No, I mean everywhere. You will learn that grown people just can do the most disgusting things in the universe. Okay, next order of business is social life. You gotta have some fun, you know what I mean? You gotta have some fun sometimes, and I definitely have some advice on that for you. So my first advice is make friends. Like, talk to people on your floor, because you're gonna be around those people for the whole semester. You should at least try to get to know them. Like, that's how I made most of my friends. Like, one of my closest friends at college was literally my neighbor freshman year. One of my other closest friends like lived a couple doors down from us, and we all became friends. And although my one other friend did not live in the same dorm room as us, we met on the bus, and that happened because I turned around and I talked to them. And it's super important to make friends, especially at the very beginning of the semester, because you are all like at a new school, in a new environment. You guys are all getting to know everything, and it's so much more fun to get to know a new place with people. Like, make friends with people in your classes. Like, I literally make friends with people in my classes being like, hey, this class is super hard. And they're like, yeah, it really is. You want to share notes? And it's great. Like, talk to the people that you sit around, because honestly, classes are so much more fun when you have people in there that you actually like. Like, if you don't like that class, at least there's people in that class that you like look forward to seeing. Another aspect of social life is definitely parties. If you do go to parties, go with a group of friends, because 1, it's a lot safer to go with a group of friends, and 2, some of these parties, like, you're not gonna know anyone there because it's just a lot of random people and it's like a party at a frat or something. So definitely take friends, and when you go with friends, like, lay down some rules. Like, lay down, like, how are we gonna get there? How are we gonna get back? Are we drinking? Who's not drinking? Like, figure all that stuff out before you go out. I'm not gonna condone partying or drinking on this channel, but, like, if you do it safely, you know what I mean? Like, it's very important that you stay safe when you go out, because there are some pretty bad people out there, and sexual assault is definitely not something to mess about. So if you are going out partying, do not leave your friends alone. Like, stick together. Like, go in a group, stick with your friends. Yeah. Definitely join clubs and stuff, because that's super fun, but also there's no pressure for you to join anything your first year, because you're still a freshman, you're still figuring things out. Like, go to a club fair or something. And I know at UIUC we have quad day at the very beginning of the school year, where all the clubs and RSOs are out on the quad and they're just like talking about their club and handing out flyers and all that stuff. You definitely want to see what's out there, because there's going to be so many clubs at colleges, and there's bound to be something that you're interested in and something that you're going to love. My last topic I'm going to give you advice on is studying, because, you know, that is the most important thing you're going to college for. You're going to get your degree, you're going to learn. Learning is fun, and I love learning. I love going to school, I love writing essays, I love reading, I love everything that has to do with school. I hate to be that person, but my number one piece of advice is go to class. Like, actually go to class. That's where you're gonna get most of your information. Take notes. With note taking, I would definitely recommend taking notes by hand, only because that allows you to kind of retain information a lot better. Do whatever you're comfortable with, because writing notes hurts. Make sure you're also participating, because a lot of classes have participation points. Like, at least like raise your hand, ask a question, or answer a question if you can. Like, be present in that class, because that way, one, the professor will see you, or the TA will see you. Also, find a good place to study. For me, it's not my room. I can't study in my room. So when I can't do it in my room, I go to a library, or we have a place called the Union, where there's like it's like a cafe thing. There's a lot of tables in there. There's a Starbucks in the corner. So I just go there and I study, and that helps me a lot. Really, like, find a time that you like studying, like a time that you feel the most productive. For me, that's in the mornings. So on the weekends, sometimes I would wake up really early and I would just go to the Union and I would just like grind out like 4 or 5 assignments and just like get that done for the day. Go to office hours. I feel like that's just something I shouldn't have to say. Like, you don't obviously have to go all the time depending on what you're studying. Like, for me, I don't have to, because it's history. I study history, so it's a lot easier for me to not have to go unless I have like very big questions, and then I'll go. But I know a lot for STEM majors is definitely, like, a couple of my friends who are STEM majors, they take advantage of office hours, and so should you. Office hours are super important. It gives you face-to-face time with your professor and to ask them questions if you have any. And my next piece of advice is build a relationship with either your professor or your TA, depending on the type of class it is or how big it is. So far I've had very small-ish classes, so I've been able to like talk to my professor and build that relationship, because building a relationship with your professor or your TA is going to help you so much in the long run, because if you build a good relationship, they know your work ethic, they know how hard you're going to work, they know that how much effort you put into all your work, and they're also gonna like write you recommendation letters for scholarships, or if you're applying to grad school, if you're applying to like anything, like they will help you out because you built that relationship. At least that's like worked for me really well. Like, this past 2 semesters I built very good relationships with my professors. I would ask them questions after class, I would raise my hand in class. I'm a gigantic teacher's pet, so y'all can find me probably talking to my professor after class about nerdy things, because that's just who I am as a person. I want to talk about one last thing, and that's financial stuff. College is super expensive for some people depending on where you go. I know for me it is pretty expensive, and paying for college is no easy feat. Like, especially if you're getting loans, you're going to be in student debt and whatnot. So here's just a few of my pieces of advice. Fill out the FAFSA. FAFSA comes out every October, and I recommend filling it out the minute it like opens. Just like fill that out, send it in, because that way you can get assistance from the government if you're eligible for it. Apply to scholarships. Like, apply to as many scholarships as possible, because even if it's like $100 scholarship, that is a free $100 that you're getting that's going to go towards your education. And if you have to write a freaking essay for it, do it. Like, it's worth it. And if you have like a lot of questions that are like concerned with your college specifically, talk to your financial advisor, because you should have one at your college. Or if you're still in high school, talk to your college counselor, talk to your regular counselor as well. Like, they will help you out. They will give you the resources that you need to figure out how to pay for college, because college is a huge expense. It's a huge investment. If you guys have any other questions about college related things concerning financial things, study advice, literally anything to do with college, like, please ask me your questions down in the comments if you want to. I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. You know what to do. And I will see you guys in my next video.